Hello, and welcome to the first ever episode of Game Bites for the Backlog Odyssey. Now, for those of you who follow me or follow the website, you know that we typically cover games in written form. But sometimes the written word doesn't always convey what a game has to offer. What really helps is seeing the gameplay. So I thought, why not give you guys a short preview of the games we're currently covering and see how that goes. And this time around, we're covering Iro Hero by Artax Games on the Switch, which was released this year, I think. It's also available on Steam, and I think it was published by Artax themselves there. Iro Hero is a retro-inspired shoot-'em-up, very, very similar to Ikaruga, if you've ever heard of that. And I'll show you why once we get started. So, first impressions, I'd say the pixel art looks fantastic. But the character art, I'm not too sure about that. So first up, we'll see there's a story mode. This is where it'll allow you to, and I'll go in here, it'll allow you to go through each stage one by one, and it'll unlock the subsequent stages once you beat them. It's kind of play the game at your own pace. It's also perfect for those times you want to practice specific stages for the more arcade style gameplay modes, which include normal, which give you 3 credits. So it's, I think it, and I've not played the normal mode yet, but and maybe we'll do that for this video. So you'll get 3 credits, so 3 lives and 3 credits. So after you die 3 times, you get a continue, so on and so forth. Arcade mode is 1 credit, so once you lose all 3 lives, the game is over. I did play this a bit, and at the end of each stage, depending on how much points you've gained, it'll give you an extra life. So you can extend multiple times within 1 credit, which is nice. And then there's 1cc mode. For those of you who are unfamiliar with that term, it means 1 credit clear. So beating the game without dying, basically. And in order to unlock that, you basically need to clear arcade mode, which is a challenge because story mode gave me a ton of trouble. A ton. And especially the 9th stage, man, that was tough. But instead of blathering on about the game, let's dive right in and see exactly what it has to offer. And we won't look at the story, we'll follow that later. So level 1, Planet Earth. Now the biggest thing about this game, obviously it's a shoot 'em up. You can move around and shoot, which isn't, if that wasn't obvious. You'll destroy these enemies, and what you'll notice is that my ship is red and these enemies are blue. Now the biggest feature of this game is the ability to switch your color. And this switches your polarity. So when you're red, you can destroy blue enemies, and when you're blue, you can destroy red enemies. And a neat feature about that as well is that when you're blue and you see a blue bullet, you can actually run into it without taking any damage. And it'll fill up this meter on the bottom left. Oops, I just died. And once that's completely full, you can use a special ability. And that is where the similarities to Ikaruga come in, is the whole changing colors. And when I first played this game, I wasn't too sure about it. It's kind of slow-paced at the beginning, and I don't know, I typically like my shoot-'em-ups to be frantic and with tons of action. I like bullet hells, basically. and this wasn't really offering it to me. But after playing it for a while and kind of getting a hang of the color switching and the strategies involved with that, it really grew on me. I really did like it. Another thing you'll notice is as you kill enemies, if you kill them in quick succession, you'll actually increase your combo gauge. And once you hit 4 or more enemies, those blue and red orbs will show up. And as you increase your combo, the point value of that orb will go up until you lose your combo. And then it'll stop absorbing energy and fall toward the bottom of the screen. And if you're able to collect it, lo and behold, you'll get points. Now, other than being able to pat yourself on the back, I guess, there isn't any reason to even aspire to get points, unless you're going for the leaderboard in arcade and 1cc mode. But I can't see myself doing that, to be perfectly honest. One other thing I will say about this game is that it doesn't explain itself very well. There are little tips on the sides there, but who can actually take the time to look at them when you're playing a shoot 'em up? And especially the story sequences, they have these characters talking to you, and it's not voiced. All you get is the text on the side there, but you're trying to dodge bullets and destroy enemies. So you see there, I switched my color and I'm able to absorb these. And actually, let's use our special move. So I hit the X button, and because my gauge was full, I was able to fire my special weapon. Later on in the game, you'll unlock a kind of a supercharged special weapon, but that doesn't come until I think the 3rd or 4th stage. And those enemy lasers, they'll kill you in one shot, so you gotta be very careful with those. And really, all this game is about is learning enemy patterns, knowing when to switch your color. And that's it. Don't get hit. That's the other strategy. Each game... Oh, and before we move on from this stage, you'll see at the bottom left corner, you'll see the 57.1 seconds. So an entire stage has a set amount of time. I'm not sure how much it is, but as you progress, that timer goes down. And you can actually run out of time while you're fighting bosses and enemies. It happened to me a few times in later stages when I wasn't really sure how to beat a boss. Which can be frustrating, especially because these stages tend to be pretty long. And dying at the boss and having to do them over and over and over again, it kind of wears on you. So typically I think a stage is between 10 and 15 minutes total. And that's without running the timer to 0. But other than those features, that is the game. I mean, it's fun. It's, I would say it grew on me. At first I wasn't sure about it. Like I said, I typically like more frantic shooters, and this was a little slow to get started. But as you learn how the game is played, how you learn the strategies of switching your colors and how to utilize them so that you can get through a stage without getting hit, I liked it. I liked the strategy of it, kind of the puzzle solving aspect of it, I guess you could say. I don't know if I will attempt to unlock 1cc mode, to be perfectly honest, because I don't know, it's a fun game, but there isn't much too exciting about it. All the enemies are pretty standard. They don't change much throughout the game, and I don't know, the story didn't really do anything for me, but the strategy and gameplay kind of did. So that's about it, folks. I mean, all I can say is a review for this is going up soon. Be sure to check it out on my website at www.backlogodyssey.com. And follow me on Twitter at Backlog Odyssey and on Instagram at The Backlog Odyssey to stay up to date when we post things. Until next time, I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope it inspired you to at least give it a try. Like I said, it's on the Switch, it's also on Steam, and I think it goes for about $10. So it's not too much of an investment. And stay tuned for the review. See you guys later.